Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole, and here we are. We are here together doing the thing. It's a Thursday, and we're doing a brand new RPG. Video game. Yep, brand new video game. So, hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. How are you? We're going to play, but it's first off, it's really good to see you all. Second off, for your ASMR needs. Mm. How's everybody doing? How are you? What's new? What's happening? What's going on? Um, we're gonna play this new game, but first I just want to say hey, check in with you all. So I've been playing uh Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, and I made a opening sequence for them. I spent a little bit too long on it, but I really wanted to make it because I really thought it would be cool. And also I wanted to get extra points so that I could give them to one of the other players because I wanted to update her sword. So, but it's been very good. I've been really enjoying it. I ended up getting the uh, bundle on Drive-Thru RPG for Lords of Gossamer and Shadow because, hey, maybe one of these days I'll GM it. But I thought it would be good. It's about to get lewd. So that's been really nice. Today we're playing a brand new video game, but I'm not going to talk about that just yet. Tomorrow is going to be the premiere of Seasons of Death Winter with Werewolf Fields, where we will meet his professor agent, and we'll have probably like 3 sessions of that, most likely. I mean, it's possible 2, hopefully not 4, but about 3 has been our average, and so that's going to happen tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. Which means I still got prep to do, which means I'm going to end the stream basically in exactly 2 hours and 45 minutes today, because I have to rush up to the store and buy some pork loin so I can make dinner. So we'll have dinner tomorrow. And then I'm going to finish up some prep. I've got some cool things going on. So that's pretty fun. I've got other things I need to do. I'm organizing what the September game is going to be before we come back to the Gamblers, which I'm excited about.
We're in the money.
Let's see. Woo! Oh my goodness, Atomica! Atomica's here. Sierra's doing a fireside chat with Matt and Brennan about campaign 4. Ooh. Well, if I can rush, I might be able to get to the store buy the pork loins and then come back in time to go and watch it and be there with you all. By the way, I actually got pork loins the other day, but I used Instacart so I could just do a lot of work. And I requested 4 pork loins and they only gave me 2. And I am not going to cook only 2 pork loins when I need, if I put, because then that means I have to cook twice. So it's like, cut, measure twice, cook once, cut twice, measure 6 dozens of a half a dozen of one, and then of the other. Oh, I'm excited to find out what they're going to do for. So, Krellin, do you think we're going to find out what system they're using? Uh, that's what I want to know. Let me see. What else? Side note, I watched a review of Draw Steel, the Matt Colville game, that described it in a way that seemed very exciting to me. Said it had great tactical combat, so I'm looking into it. Yes, we will. Oh, I'm so excited to find out. Let me see. What am I going to say? There was something else I wanted to tell you. So tomorrow will be Seasons of Death. I'm excited for you all to be here. And hey, Schmelzer, grüezi miteinander. And then Saturday we'll be continuing on with Heaven's Vault, which I'm really enjoying. And then Sunday is going to be Truly Madly Falkenstein, which I'm also enjoying. I would you like to know the guess what I'm doing for September? For September, we are going to be doing. Hold on. One moment. One moment. I have to respond to this message. One moment. Uh, yeah, hold on. Hold on. It's about the water heater. Give me a second. Hi. How are you? Hey, Artie. Uh, hey, everybody. Hi. Atomic says Atomic has been spending an hour a day, sometimes a little more, working through lessons for your new keyboard. Oh, very good. Uh, that is good. Practice is good. I'm going to be getting back to practice myself. I just got a message saying that my landlady is going to be calling in somebody to work on the water heater tomorrow. Uh, again, but they should apparently be here between noon and 2, which is 3 and 5, which should mean that they'll be done in time for done and gone before the stream. Anyway, I just to respond to that message. But I believe that was that. Oh, I was going to give you a spoiler, Artie. By the way, it's good to see you. Um, would you like a spoiler? Uh, I have now settled on what the September game is going to be. I have reached out to players that I wanted to play with, and it is. I will not say the players because it's not 100% settled, but I'm pretty sure it is. Um, just waiting on the last confirmation. I don't have a car, so that seems like a waste. Uh, we'll be doing microscope, but one of the things about microscope is that microscope works in rounds, and I've only ever finished one round of microscope, which means the focus has never shifted. So we're going to be doing 3 sessions of microscope. So we'll be doing microscope for 3 whole sessions. The week Friday 2, 3, and 4 of September. The last 3 weeks of September, we'll be doing microscope, and we'll be doing 3 full sessions of it. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like when microscope has the chance to um, breathe. You know what I mean? Where you really get to sort of like shift the focus and see what it's like. So I'm really excited about that. I want you to know that I'm very, very excited about like a three session of microscope. It looks like we will have to um, start a half hour later, so we can get all the cast, but I believe so. A 3 hour tour, a 3 hour tour. You know, can I say something? That was a good theme song. The opening theme of Gilligan's Island was a good theme song. I just want you to know it, in case you were wondering. Okay, so I think that's all of the main um, admin stuff. I mean, there's other stuff, but you'll find out later uh, when I get things underway. But today we're going to play Mutazione. And officially, da, ba-da-da, we'll be playing Mutazione or Mutazione. It's a Danish game, and I thought that I would tell you something about it. Like, I feel like we should be all official about it. So, this game, Mutazione, mm, 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 I believe it's 2020. So, yes, so the Independent Games Festival is an award that happens every year, award show that happens every year that gives awards to independent video games. And we have done a number of games from that series, and they've always been like really, really. Is it about mutation? I believe it is about mutation, as a matter of fact. Um, Going in a bit unspoiled, but uh, and we've played quite a few games, but only under the excellence and narrative category. And we've played like nominees and the winner. I always thought they have an excellence in audio category. Why do I not play that? So we're going to be playing the excellence in audio category for 2020, because we are currently playing the excellence in narrative category for 2020 as well on Saturday. And this game is theoretically between 6 and 11 hours. Hey, Werewolf, how are you? Uh, how are you? I'm doing well. I was just thinking about you for so many reasons, and you know what they are. It's about game prep. I hear that it's the key to our evolution. I think it might be. I will tell you what I was thinking about you when I was doing my game prep, Werewolf. But so this game here, so I always thought, why are we not playing the excellence in audio game? We should probably do that. So now we are. I will probably not play all the nominees for all the categories, but I thought we could add it in. And this game is between like 6 and 11 hours, so it'll probably take us 2 years to play it. And I thought I'd give us. I've been thinking about you. I thought we'd like go into it. But Werewolf, what I wanted to say, what I was thinking about you was, I've been doing a bunch of research for the game tomorrow and just in general. And when I was in ninth grade, 10th grade, high school, World Civ, you know? And there we are learning world history. The whole world, the entire world's history, we are learning theoretically. And we start off, you know, Stone Age, blah, 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 Neanderthals, Tigris for Euphrates Valley, all that goodness, Greek, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, uh, the Holy Roman Empire, and then a bunch of stuff in Western Europe for the rest of the entire time. And then like 1 week on India, 1 week on China, and there you go. But I remember sitting in class. By the way, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with what's going on in this game that we're going to be running tomorrow. Nope. But remember sitting in class and we were doing, I don't know, we're in the Renaissance maybe, and we were talking about the Medici. And I remember looking at the map in our history textbook, and I remember asking, "Hey, we might have been actually leaving the Renaissance at this point in time. Actually, it had been a while. So I think we were leaving the. I think we were in the Industrial Revolution at this point, perhaps. Yep. And I remember looking at the map, and I think it was after we were leaving the Renaissance. We were like right at the end of the Renaissance, moving right past it. And I remember asking, uh, "Hey, there's this like really, really big area of the map that is all one color, and it's called the Ottoman Empire. It seems quite large. Are we going to learn anything about this? Because I noticed we haven't discussed it at all so far." And the teacher said, we don't have time to talk about that, so we're just not going to be able to. And I was like, okay. But it just sat there. You know what I mean? The Ottoman Empire just sat there. And I remember thinking, hmm, Annie, okay. And I asked again, and she just said, "Oh, yeah, it's what happened after the fall of the Holy Roman Empire." And I was like, "Okay, if that's the Orient for you, lovely rugs too." And I remember just kind of being a bit um, weirded out, like I was a little bit frustrated, but we just didn't learn anything about it. Now, mind you, I ended up causing trouble all the time in my history classes, but that's just me. And anyhow, just for the adventure tomorrow, and just for other things that were related, I've been doing a bunch of research, and there are things that I knew because I am interested in things. But, you know, also I lived in Germany. There are things I knew because I've been around. I've been around the block. But there is so much that we do not learn about, like, there is so much that we do not learn. And, like, the fact that we didn't learn anything about the Ottoman Empire, anything, I just think is actually pretty criminal. Um, and I was thinking about, to be a little tad political for a moment, I was thinking about the ways in which, so this critical theorist, right, Apodori, this philosopher, made this article in the Guardian, and it basically said there is no such thing as the West. It was after like uh, Trump was speaking at NATO, like in his first term, and he was saying that that we in the West, basically that the West is Christian, and nobody who's not Christian has any space in the West, and like Western values, Western culture, and all that kind of stuff. And he was saying, of course, that the West is inherently better than the non-West because only we make symphonies. Uh, oh yeah, it's a lot. I've been doing my research too, and it's quite revealing how many gaps my knowledge has. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is where we're going, right? And how like only the West makes symphonies, and so therefore inherently better. And I was like, oh my god. Anyway, so Apodorag made an op-ed in the Guardian, and he said basically there is no such thing as the West. The West is a made-up concept that doesn't really make any sense. Not really, because I honestly about music, and even I know, yeah, Artie, like Artie knows that's garbage. Also, just because you make symphonies doesn't make you better. Like, what are we talking about? Anyhow, it's one of the ways in which, if Prax were here, Prax would say the same thing. Um, but I know a lot of people who are frustrated by their fields being used by creepy people to do creepy things, and people will use music in creepy ways. I don't like it, but in his article, he's arguing that there is no such thing as the West. Like this idea that there's like the West and the East is actually just not accurate. It's a made up concept that was made up in order. And Said also makes this argument too, right? Well, Said makes the argument about the Orient in his book Orientalism. Very good book. But Apodori is like, there is no such thing as the West. There's no such thing as like Western values, Western culture. This idea is just a fiction. And he talked about the ways in which, we use Arabic numerals, that most of the knowledge that we have uh, in the West came through the East, whatever that means, right? Also, that the line is always just changing wherever, depending on wherever we're talking about. Um, and that basically this is just not an accurate thing. The more you learn about the top, the more you realize how much you have left to learn. Yes. Hey, Rissa, I'm here to be entertained. Distract me from work in my property management committee. I will. And so I was just thinking about this, in the back of my head, thinking about Apodori's idea that the idea that there is no West, that this is just basically a fiction. We could say that we've made it up and so therefore it exists, but like, the fiction of it. It's almost like a movement per se, siphons off a legitimate study and use it to foster division and supremacy. Sort of an academic vampire, if you would. Yes, yes, indeed. And for no reason that you need to worry about right now, Werewolf Fields, I was just doing some research on jewelry from, specifically a certain century, 15th century. Uh, I wouldn't worry about it. And I was just, I was just looking for some stuff. And I found this really cool piece of jewelry. We are doing vampire academics tomorrow. We are indeed. Um, yep. And we were doing. And I found this really cool uh, piece of jewelry that Werewolf will not find out about tomorrow because it's too early. It's from the 13th century, and it's very cool because it's made of bone. It's made of bone. It's 13th century. It's very, very cool. But I was like, no, I really want the one from the 15th century because that is from the time of Vlad Tepes for no reason. But the one from the 13th century uh, and actually, I think the one from I worked it out. But the point is, considering most of the
Name
superpowers
game.
are mostly in the north, uh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F. Or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B. Then I say the name. Then banana, fanner, and flow. Then I say the name again with an F very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Mm, 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 mm. Hawkeye, 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 bo Buckeye, banana, fanna, fo fuck I, fee, fi, mo, mark I. Hawkeye, the name, yeah. But also, casting subscribe at 50th of That's amazing, Hawkeye. But also, but also, I want to thank Atomica for those bits and the excuse to sing. Sing what? To sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers from the film Gold Diggers of 1933, not the Broadway musical 42nd Street, which is an adaptation of the film 42nd Street. I understand why people like to conflate those two things. They both star Ruby Keeler and Dick Powell, but they're not the same movie. They have different plots. I mean, the plots are similar, but they are different movies. Anyhow, I'm singing in Pig Latin. Airway and hey, wah, 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 wah. Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Way up, daily up, way up, way up, way up, way XT UT daily on way yo. Airway and hey, the anime. Either I skates or Ronnie say. Old man, the ADS and pray, ooh, yare, ooh, three, you stay on the young ray, ooh. You when the iterate headlines lay, up, we had bronze lay, oot, hey, day. And we see the end, the order look at the eye, got in the eye, we're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Thank you for those bits, by the way. Uh, uh, hmm. Let's see. True, but there was a time before superpowers when there was massively wealthy cultures in the southern hemisphere. It also depends on what you consider wealth to be. For certain cultures, livestock handling led to a whole lot of control over the surrounding area due to hand use of things like dung fat. It's like how Drunken Master with Jackie Chan and the Legend of Director Metro based on the same movie, but not. So I did not bring my no, Riss, I did not bring my megaphone because I was told by my landlady not to bring anything. Very, very concerned that I would bring too much stuff. Worried about the book. No, I did not bring it. So here's what I wanted to tell you. Right. So this piece that I did not use, the bone one, which is very cool, was from uh, Mauro, which is in Portugal. And it's from the time of Al Andalusia, right? Because Muslims from North Africa controlled and ruled Spain and Portugal for a couple centuries. And then, of course, there was the Reconquista. But the point is that, like, I was thinking about the artificiality of this split, right? Like this, like, come on, we've been here all along, right? No Bulgarian trans rep Elysium today. No Vampire Run. We're playing a brand new game because we finished Disco Elysium last week, and I'm so excited about it. Um, so I was thinking about the ways in which the culture's been also mixed up all over the place, and thinking about here's a bit of a music history fact for you, which is really interesting, I think, and also quite mysterious and related. Um, if you look at your standard music history textbook, like a good standard one, not like a cool new cool one, but like a good standard one, a your standard music history textbook is going to start with that one piece of ancient Greek music that we still have, the epitaph at Theoclos. That's it. And then they're going to hit right into the Middle Ages, and they're going to do all of chant, all sorts of Gregorian chant and all that. And then they're going to hit basically, if you go through the music history textbook, they're going to predominantly feature music from three countries: Germany, France, and Italy, and that's basically it. That's it. You will get a little bit probably of the Netherlands, um, just a little bit very briefly with during the Protestant Reformation. You will get England insofar as you get Handel, although Handel's actually German, but he moved to England. Um, and but Trooper, is there other music? Nope, not at all. None, not at all. Uh, Speaking of movies, they are basically the same. That are basically the same. Does anyone know of the Benedict Cumberbatch The Roses? I don't know if it's a remake of The War of the Roses. I can't imagine. That's what we studied in the intro class I took back in the 80s. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. You're going to basically get just those three countries, and Germany's also going to include Austria. Now, when you get to the 20th century, you will get most likely Russia, like Shostakovich, right? You'll get a little bit of Russia when you get to the 20th century. If they talk about the United States at all, they'll talk about the United States only in the 20th century, right? That's it. If you get the United States, which some of the more new, hip, cool books will do, but they won't, right? That's it. And I remember I asked in my music history class, hey, there are a bunch of countries that are like not in this textbook, European countries even. And my professor said, oh yeah, but basically there was like we only talk about like the big influential countries that had a lot of wealth and that could be patrons for the arts in these really big ways. And so that's going to be France, Italy, and Germany. And I was like, oh, okay. uh where's Spain? Like, Spain was a massive empire, had huge amounts of wealth. How come Spain is not in our textbook at all? Like, at all, at all. How come there's no Spain here? And there's like, it was like, oh, I was a mumble. And I was just thinking about the ways in which Spain gets um, taken out of the European narrative at times. And I don't think, I think it perhaps there's some, perhaps it's not coincidental, right? That it also, that whole area was Muslim for a couple centuries. And as I was, right, just going through this various research and thinking about how rich and full the history is that goes for that whole area, right? Uh, from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, Middle East, Northern Africa, that whole area, and how we only learned about it in these super ancient times, and we didn't learn about uh, the overthrow of the Ottoman Empire and the British role in that, for example, the ways in which the British over, like they funded and they organized and they helped sort of create the modern Middle East was uh, very heavily due to British spy meddling. And we just don't even learn it, right? Like there's just a whole lot Muslim, Spain and Portugal. Well, it wasn't Spain and Portugal yet. It didn't. Those countries didn't exist yet, really. It was Muslim, and as a matter of fact, Grenada was like still Muslim for like a very, very, very long time. And people got kicked out. There was a whole like I knew about the that because of music stuff. But yeah, yeah, and like I was thinking about how we just don't talk about that. We don't learn about it in school, like in high school, et cetera, et cetera. And we don't really talk about Spain at all, actually, or Portugal. Like we talk about it mostly with like Columbus because they come to the United States, but and Isabella, and like when the British like defeat them with their fleet. But like we don't really talk about Spain and Portugal in our history text. Like there's like we don't talk about Scandinavia. If you've ever played Civilization, Grenada is a city-state where inside era. Yep. Mm-hmm. Wasn't the idea of the British with the Middle East, if we set them against each other, they won't make war on us, work like a charm? So work today. Well, yeah, the Almohad Empire, like, and of course there was stuff even before the Ottoman Empire. Well, the thing is, Atomica, that was not exactly what they were doing in the beginning. What they wanted in the beginning was they wanted because the Ottoman Empire was an empire that was not that was its own unified place, right? And they were like, well, if we can overthrow them and put in people who are friendly to us, we will get all the oil. And that's what they were thinking in the 1920s. And in the 1920s, like earlier, teens, 90s, right? Like, anyway, it was about oil. And it was about trying to topple the regime and putting in regimes that would be friendly to you so they could have all those resources. But my point is, we didn't learn any of this. Leon, Cordoba, Pamplona, Navarra. Yeah, like we don't learn those things in high school. And so there is this thing that happened during the first Gulf War, or around that time period. Okay, so I will say one more thing, and this is like a thing that's a little bit unfair. People like to talk about how like stupid Americans are, right? Europeans love to talk about how stupid Americans are. And they will do those things where like the man on the street, they'll come and they'll ask like Americans these questions, and the Americans will not be able to answer them, at least the ones that they show on screen, to talk about how stupid Americans are. And they did this thing where they're like, can you say where Iraq is on a map? And like a bunch of Americans are like, nope, have no idea where it is on a map. And everyone's like, Americans are dumb. Now I will note I have seen some videos where people asked random British people or random French people or random German people, and they also cannot name a bunch of things. Like, because these things are cherry picked, right? They like if somebody can answer the question, they do not put them on the video. Anyhow, um, I mean, the world and life isn't fair either. So the thing is that it makes sense to me that a bunch of I cannot speak to Canada or England or any other place. I can because I did not go to high school in those places. I can only speak to the United States. It makes sense to me that many Americans would not be able to find Iraq on a map or Iran because the only maps we've seen of those areas did not have those names on them. They were either, well, that's where Troy is, that's Mesopotamia, um, that's the Holy Roman Empire, that's the Ottoman Empire, and that's it. That's all we got, right? Like we never learned what happened between the fall of the Holy Roman Empire, of the Eastern Roman Empire, right? And to the present day, we never learned anything about that in school. We never learned it, right? And like I don't know, I do not know what it was like for you, but my world history class ended with basically the Industrial Revolution beginning like right around the turn of the century, and my U.S. history class ended before Vietnam, like World War II. Like they just didn't get past the 1950s for some reason. In my US history class, we just didn't get much farther than the Industrial Revolution in my world history class. Sort of contemporary history, we just never really did it. So we're never being given contemporary maps to study. So I can see why people who do not study on their own may not know where those things are. And this is entirely possible that other countries are also like this. I have no idea. But I do know that I talk to my British friends, and they do not necessarily learn history in high school. Like you could, but also you could just not. So I know a bunch of people who are British who just never learned history at all once they went into their like high school era because that wasn't the modules they focused on. So again, I think it's entirely possible that lots of people don't know these things, but I cannot say. I just don't think we're unique in this one, but I still find it very frustrating. Well, I'm gonna say. Uh, and some people actually give a wrong or dumb answer on purpose, hoping to get on base. Oh, Atomica, that is also true. Yeah, I have a general idea from Random Lores. That's true, right? The same thing with me, Roller. Hawkeye says, I know all those areas so I can track global workers through church. Right. And the thing is, if you actually take the time and if you take the time and space to learn those things, and I know that area for lots of reasons, but I imagine there's some people who just don't have, they work like a 50-hour job and they don't have time and they don't know those things, right? But try to give a little bit of grace to people who just can't necessarily name these things off the top of their head. You know, hey, Pope. Uh, then there's, can you identify the states without labels? See, that's another thing too, right? That's another thing. Uh, Hawkeye says, Artie says, my answers would probably also depend on my mental state, mental capacity at the time. I think that's also true. And without you're surprised, right? Werewolf says, to be honest, it's a very limited history we learn. Yes. Even when it comes to the ancients, maybe Mesopotamia or Babylon gets name dropped because you need the Hanging Gardens, right? You need them. But there's not much discussion about the Indus Valley or the later Persia, Parsa Persia. We know what the cradle of civilization is, but we don't talk much about how it or how expansive their trade was, etc. Yeah, and the thing is, I would say I had a pretty decent amount about Mesopotamia. I think I had a pretty decent handle on that one, but then we never got back there again. Do you know what I mean? And we talked about Persia in the context of ancient Greece, but again, we did not. So, and some people are just not good at geography. Yeah, that's true, Artie. Although I would hazard a guess that most of those things are skills that you can practice, right? That it's just like there's been a study that shows that people find reading more difficult than they did 10 years ago, uh, because people just don't read anymore, right? Like they're not reading long form. Like so, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Then if you don't practice it, you it becomes more difficult, and we're getting more and more used to just not doing things that are difficult. Uh, I think trade was covered as explorers in Marco Polo. Yeah, 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 yeah. World says my education was very Mesopotamia. Here's some pots. Now into Egypt. We had cuneiform. We talked quite a bit about cuneiform. I think we even did a little like exercise when we did cuneiform. That was kind of fun. But in seventh grade social studies, Mr. Morris, frightening woman, Mrs. Morris, had us all do reports in various African countries. I had Niger. Oh, cool. She made us write to the embassies for information. Oh, that is cool, Max. Artist says, honestly, when I was younger, I probably learned more about geography from where in the world is Carmen Sandiego than I from school. Artie, I certainly learned quite a bit of geography from where in the world is Carmen Sandiego and also Civilization, the video game. Yep. Pope says reading and media literacy is also a skill. Yep. Looking back, I think it was a great idea. I wish I'd appreciated it more when I was 13. Yeah. Uh, One thing I will say is because okay, this is just like a quick random note, and then we are going to play. But the quick random note that I wanted to say was, when I was much younger, I was obsessed with the TV show V. Obviously, visitors, aliens. I don't physically read as many books as I used to, but I find I listen to 2 or 3 books a month and absorb a ton of podcasts. It works, right, Atomica. And I think what ends up happening is that a lot of people just because they don't read, it becomes harder. So then they don't, right? They'll do audiobooks or podcasts. They're listening, but sort of like reading. And a lot of people come into college never having read a full book. Actually, that's becoming an increasing problem that people don't read full books because the testing system regime is now doing like little short readings, like really short readings for testing purposes. But like a lot of students are just don't know how to read a book. They can't read a book. Can't read books. So I hope we'll get better on that one. But yes, so in the TV show the big evil head alien bad guy was Diana, and then that was in the miniseries, and then in the TV show they added a second bad guy alien foil, Lydia, who was played by June Chadwick, who was also in This Is Spinal Tap, and I loved her. She was the security officer. She was like my fave. And because her name was Lydia, I remember being a little bit low key obsessed with that. And I remember looking at our textbooks and I was like, oh, there's a country called Lydia. Lydia and Lycia. So that whole area, like I remember looking at the maps when we were doing ancient Greece and I was looking at the Middle East, the Mediterranean, and seeing all these other countries, Lydia, Lycia. And I was like, are we going to learn about these places too? And they're like, no. And I was like, mm. So I did my own little bit of research. Like Croesus was the king of Lydia. Lydia being one of the most wealthy trading countries at the time, massively huge, massively wealthy, big traders. And I remember thinking we never learned anything about this in school, and it's right there. And we're right here in Greece, but we're like doing Athens and Sparta, and like Lydia and Lycia are right there. We could learn what they are, but you know, we didn't. And sadly today, countries like Nigeria are just jokes about Nigerian prince scams. Yeah, yeah. Hawkeye says back in the 60s and 70s, geography and history were often thrown into social studies. So as they were only partial. That's the same thing with me. Even in the 80s, 70s and 80s, our geography was basically just folded into social studies, and so we often just didn't really get it fully, and we didn't get it very fully. Max, I do remember that there are countries of Niger and Nigeria. I took that away from the whole thing at least. Hey, Volpez. Uh, Artie says, I'll be honest, all I know about V is alien invaders and lizards and that Laura Vandervoort was in the reboot. All of that is true. Also, the woman from Firefly was in the reboot as well. Have you ever read or listened to the book A Short History of Nearly Everything? I have not. I'm going to pull up a tab. Just so you know, A Short History of Everything. I'm pulling up a tab. A Short History of Nearly Everything. That seems fun. Ooh. Okay. I've pulled it up in a tab. Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, I was just like thinking about the ways that we have these massive gaps, right, in our history. And the audiobook's very good. Oh, thank you. And I will just say this. I know that people think that school is stupid and no one needs it and you can do everything on your own and with YouTube and uh, it's pointless, right? I know that people are saying those things nowadays. Pope says also the 90s. The only reason I got a semester of geography was I went to a magnet school. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Vulpes says, "Oh, Artie, on my iguana, when the original was on, my iguana was in love with the dark haired Diana. He would stand at his take and dance for her when she came on the street. That's because she was a lizard alien." Uh, yes, thank you, Marina Baccarin. That's what I meant. There are several from Firefly. Oh, I did mean Marina Baccarin. That is true. Um, so where was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that. Lydia, Lycia. Yeah, I just, when we did the Trojan War, they're like, oh, the Trojan War is probably over here, here, and I was like, where Lydia and Lycia was? Like, what? Okay, what happened? How do, how come we didn't talk about it? ah, uh, I know gaps in our education. Um, People often will say that, I mean, I've seen people say that, like, what's the point of school? You can do everything, you can learn everything on YouTube, um, on your own. And the thing is, one, not everything on YouTube is correct or factual, uh, but I think, and I am also an autodidact. I also learned a whole bunch of things on my own, right? But the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. And not everybody, but it is very hard. It's very often hard to go and teach yourself a bunch of things once you've gotten into the workforce, especially if you're married and you have kids, right? You have so little time at that point in time. Spending time to go and just like teach yourself all this stuff is often hard if you are, you're working many, many hours. And then once you get off of work, you've got to go and be with your family and raise kids and all. There's like a lot of stuff in people's lives, and it's really hard for people to just go and teach themselves all sorts of stuff, especially if they don't know where to start. Um, I think Wikipedia is pretty decent. I mean, or having an Encyclopedia Britannica, which we had in the house. So I just like read the Encyclopedia Britannica and just like find interesting stuff randomly. But again, it's all very random. I think the value of schooling is that there are people whose entire job it was is to figure out how to teach you things. And the advantage of schooling is that it is a dedicated time where the only thing you have to do is learn, right? There's nothing else that is distracting you from learning. It's like it is a dedicated space and time just so that you get to learn things, which is precious, in my opinion. I mean, and that's why it makes me so sad when I see students coming into college who actually just don't care about learning. They just are like, I'm just here so I can get a job that pays money. And I was like, but this is like one of the only times in your life where the only thing that you have to do is learn. And once you get out of here, it is much harder to carve out time to do that. I mean, you can, but it's really hard to do it, you know? Yeah. Um, and of course, process everything in school structure. That is also true. Um, but that is also true. I was going to give a but I won't. Um, please use the libraries. They're literally begging at the very least. Yes. But again, it's time, right? I mean, saying not all teachers are correct either these. Nope. That is also true. Unstable Dew says there is something to also be said about curation. There is, right? And framing. And yeah. Yes. Hope says having a place to focus and a professional to guide and advise is priceless. Absolutely. On anything. We had a World Book Encyclopedia. I think I didn't have a Britannica. I think I had an Encyclopedia Americana, I think it was. I think that's the one that we had. Uh, oh, the Atlas, yeah. World says teaching can also help cross the boundaries that struggling with reading comprehension can cause. The hard thing figuring out where to look for good information, prioritizing knowledge for entertainment. Yes. A number of these. Sorry, there was a YouTubers that I just had to turn off. They're these YouTubers that do like they do like kind of they do like historical. They do YouTube video essays about historical topics and they chat about it. They're a little bit catty and fun. And in the most recent one, they were doing one on Charles Manson. They're like, by the way, people keep complaining that we like get things wrong when we talk about things, but like we're not here to actually be accurate. We're just here to have fun. So if you want actual accuracy, like read a book yourself. And I was like, oh, so you actually do not care the fact that you're giving information that is incorrect? No longer watching you, right? Like if you're gonna whatever. Lopa says, if you can get it, look for Longitude, the true story of a lone genius who solved the greatest scientific problem of his time. Ooh, nice. Uh, yeah. Hawkins says, problem is our current school systems are focused on mass promotion into the workforce, not on truly educating. Yeah. Using a Prussian model to create more factory workers rather than the real teaching. Yeah, and teachers can try, but of course, there's always the struggle, right? The struggle is that they are not in control of everything themselves. Yeah. Sandra, yeah, all this is correct. She also says, to be fair, now that I think back, history class in Germany was also not very extensive when it comes to regions outside of Europa, apart from a bit of ancient Greece and Egypt. Same with us, right? I just played a lot of Age of Empires as a kid, and that got me interested in stuff like Mesopotamia. And that's the thing, like, I'm going to say, I'm going to just say, Schmelzer, you wouldn't know him. Maybe you would, I don't know. Jack Thompson was that big, like, anti-video game crusader in the, what, 2000s? There's a lot of anti-video game crusaders like, oh, video games are bad. Cannot tell you how many things I learned about history from playing Dungeons and Dragons and then from playing video games, right? Like both of those things. And was it because I was playing very nerdy video games? Yes, it was. But video games introduced me to a lot of interesting things that I did not know about and that I looked up for. And yeah, I am a nerd. So, but still, right? I learned a lot from video games and Dungeons and Dragons, role playing games. I really did. Um, yeah. I've always said you don't have to know everything if you know where to look. Libraries are a great place to start. Yeah. But here's the thing about libraries, Rissa. Libraries have curators in them. Like you don't just walk into a library by yourself just randomly. You usually walk into a library and then talk to the librarian whose job it is to go and help guide you and curate you. If you're like, I'm interested in these things, where do I go and what do I look for, right? People often just don't do things all on their own. Yeah, yeah. Artie says, a good teacher is priceless, and it is so sad how little they are supported and cared for. In the same way that, like, if you go to a really good bookstore, like with people who really know books who are working there, they can help you so much. If you're like, yeah, I'm looking for something like this, like, let me give you advice. And that's one of the things about, or a record store. When you go to a record store, or like with this video store in Santa Monica called Hollywood Video, and all the people who worked there were like film students at USC, and they all knew their films very, very well, and they could just help you. Like they could give you such great recommendations. People who know stuff, right, can help you when you don't know the same stuff. The Age of Mythology was a big one for me as well. Yeah. Europa Universalis. Um, yeah. Warp says, if it makes me wonder how many kids these days learn about how to navigate a library, you know? Look, I try to teach them werewolf, but they don't want to. They're like, why would I go to the library when I can just I can just do a Google search? Nowadays, in prototype, I could just use ChatGPT to tell me what to look at. And I was like, if you don't go to, if you know what book you want, and you go to the actual physical library and you find the book in the stacks, you will then see the books to the left of it and to the right of it, and you will discover books you had no idea. The problem with direct searching is that we only find the things we already know that we want, and it becomes very difficult to find things on accident, right? Those sort of synchronistic moments. And so I actually sort of, my last time I did a research heavy class, I made the students go into the library to look at archives, and they actually really appreciated it, but they never would have done it had I not made them. Yeah. Instead, it was like, honestly, I prefer to explore the library myself. Mm-hmm. Artie said, I really did love the first season of The Librarians, like chapter. Oh, The Librarians is such a good show. Hope says, the anti-games movement comes from a place of pure technical control and the search for a cultural scapegoat. Yeah. Yeah. Hawkeye says, the best job I ever had when I was young was working at the college library when I started college. Oh, Hawkeye, I was the student head librarian in middle school and then also student librarian in high school. And then also I worked in the library in college. I don't know if I should tell you this, but I am, after all, a nerd. Yep. Love that book smell. Hey, Savvy Pie, how are you? Oh, it's so good to see you. Um, yeah, yeah. Libraries are so great. Library resources comprehension is practically a lost art. Uh, librarian is really good. So, ooh, yeah. I just want to say that I just feel like we could just learn so much more. That's all. So, the game we're playing for the next time period, uh, Vulpes says, yeah, hard to find extra supporting references by just pulling up a direct find on Google. It's true, and but it's also the same. It's not just books; it's also media. I know so many people who do not watch any media that they do not already know about. Right? They're like, I want to watch this show, so they go to Netflix and they watch that show. I want to watch this show, so they watch specifically that one thing, and so they don't have a good overview of what's happening. Right? They don't like. I know so much about 1950s television, not because I wanted to, but because that was what was on television. I can tell you about some of the more important early TV shows, major genres. I can tell you about the difference in culture in US television culture between the 1950s and 60s, between the 60s and 70s, because I did not have the option of not knowing, getting a general overview of what was happening, you know? But I know a lot of people who just they don't even know what are the most popular TV shows happening right now in this moment because they don't actually watch TV. They watch TV shows on Netflix. You know what I mean? They get this sort of curated space, so they actually don't have a sense of like what people besides themselves are doing. Mm. The libraries are second home during college. Yeah, me too. Oh man, I love the library. I love the library. World says, also, I'm going to switch to lurk mode. Please answer calls, do it. But you're around. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm so excited too. Um, the landlady's bringing in the hot water heater person again, but they should be done by 5. Hawkeye says, Max says, I don't watch much TV anymore. Nothing seems any good. Sure, there's something good, but I have not watched TV in years. Actual TV, I haven't watched it in years because there are other things going on. But I try to pay attention. Hawkeye says, I worked the closing shift, so I learned how to keep the copy machine working, which led to being a pharmacist that repairs the fax machines when the doctor's orders wouldn't come through the floors. Ooh. Eventually became the pharmacy computer guy, all from being in the library. Yeah. I used to use the computer in the library because I didn't have one of my own uh, in the 80s. I'm still mad at TBS for canceling the People of Earth after ordering a third season. Oh, man. TV. This is just making me so sad. My local library, where I'm now is lousy. My old place had so much better local ones. Oh. Hmm. Our extra roommate, got me to watch the first episode of Librarians. Too many commercials on streaming, so we have to request the first season from the library. Oh, it's such a good show, though. Libraries are important. So, I'm going to tell you about Mutazione, which is the game we're playing. It won Excellence in Audio, so this is going to be our big audio game from the IGF award. I am going to read to you its press kit description. So this is all we're going to like. I don't know anything about it other than this. So it is the developer is from Copenhagen in Denmark, and it's from 2019. And this is the description: a mutant soap opera where small town gossip meets the supernatural. Mutazione, I don't know how they pronounce it, is an adventure game where the juicy personal drama is just as important as the high stakes adventure part of the story. Explore the community as a 15-year-old Kai as she travels to the strange and secretive community of Mutazione to care for her ailing grandfather Nonno. Make new friends, plant musical gardens, attend barbecues, band nights, and boat trips, and embark on a final spiritual journey to save everyone from the strange darkness at the heart of it all. Over 100 years ago, the meteor Moondragon struck a tropical holiday resort. Most of the inhabitants perished, while those who survived began to show strange mutations. The rescue missions quickly retreated, and those who remained in the mutating environment founded the small and isolated community of Mutazione. Fast forward to modern day, where you play as 15-year-old Kai as she travels to Mutazione to help nurse her dying grandfather back to health. But things aren't as simple as they seem. Nonno has other plans for Kai. Secrets and betrayals simmer under the friendly community surface, and there's a creepy bird-like figure who keeps appearing in Kai's dreams. They can survive an apocalyptic meteor strike, but can they survive their small-town drama? Mutazione. Mutazione. Ah, well, my friends, let's play Mutazione. New game. Ooh, continue. I don't know what an excellence in audio award winner is like. Gaia. Call me when you get there, okay? Mom, look, got to allow me to worry. It's part of the job. So proud of you. Stay away from the kitchen, okay? I want to come back to a nice, not burned down house. Of all those frozen meals you made, they're labeled by day of the week. When did you get so grown up? Their mother's actually Mother Earth. Yep. Bellissimo. I love you. Aw. I love you too, Mum. Mum sounds British. Dearest Gaia, I'm gonna assume this is grandfather. No. Dearest Gaia and Kai, it's time. Oh. You cannot allow this rift between you to linger. What is this about? Oh, I don't know who's writing this letter. Dearest Gaia and Kai, we'll just random voice. Dearest Gaia and Kai, it's time. You cannot allow this rift between you to linger. He's dying. Terrible thing to do alone. Please come. Much love, Mori. Robert. What's that you've got there? Just a letter. The ink will wear out. You keep... no. Robert sounds French. The ink will wear out. No, that's German. The ink will wear out if you keep reading it so much. Gotcha. The sea ain't a place for letters, girlie. That's not actually how letters work. Makes sense, Denmark, English, since I have British influence word choice. Yeah. That's how I attach a French accent too, right? It's a place for adventures. And you're about to have one of the rarest of them all. Full of mutants and monsters and terrible things. Nice try, but you don't scare me. Moondragon was years ago. Mutazione has been safe for ages. Sure, that's what they like to say on the mainland. But why do they all keep away, hmm? You're the first outsider to visit in nigh on 20 years. Hmm. You need a nickname. Something to make you seem nice and friendly to the natives. Uh, uh, hmm. I don't like nicknames. Sikram! Nice and cutesy! I'm gonna change the subject. Max says, I do like that you make a choice and the game actually has you say exactly that. I hate when you make a choice of what to say and the gameplay completely twists it into the opposite of what you thought it was going to be. Yes, I don't mind if it's a paraphrase that isn't expanded, but it's got to be the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like it when it says, you're like, choice, nice day, or what's your name? And you pick nice day, and it's like, it's a nice day to be evil, and I hate you. And you're like, that's not what... Mass Effect. I changed the subject. The sea is very relaxing. I might, like, you know, head out on deck and listen to it for a while. Suit yourself, sick rum. Yeah, I don't like it. I also really want to be able to lie in video games sometimes. Ooh. I bet you $1 million this game is going to be muted all over the place. Just like muted all the time. Yeah, the art's really good. Ooh. Yeah, it's small. Looks like a very small studio. It feels very hand-drawn, or, like, it's good, right? There's a, do you remember contact paper or construction paper? When you were a kid, and when you're like elementary school, and you'd have the construction paper, you'd cut it out, and you'd make things. It kind of reminds me of, of construction paper sort of art. Yeah, just I like that the music just had like a low pass filter put on it. Ooh, this is a long boat ride. It's very clean. Huh. I like how the water looks dark. Like the night sky, yeah. Boat ride. How long is this boat ride? Oh, I can control my character. Oh. Neat. Okay. Let's look. Well, this expired a decade ago. The fire hydrant doesn't seem like it's, Ooh. Wow. It is so dark. I don't think any one of these right now. One of what? I knew this guy. I was in the army. There was this guy who was like an assassin. He'd been in the army since the Vietnam War, and no, that's not true. He'd been in the military since the Vietnam War. I knew him when I was in the army. He started off in the Navy, and then he joined the Marine Corps, and then he joined the Army because kind of age out in certain ways, and so he just kept switching services. You know, he was an assassin, but he told me that in the Navy, one of the scariest things is when you're out in the middle of the deep, deep ocean, in the middle of a storm, in the middle of the night, and you get these 100 waves that are just completely black. And I'm imagining like a wave that's as tall as a skyscraper, no light, creeps me out just a little bit. I feel like going to sleep while the boat is driving isn't terribly safe. I feel like that's true. Oh, whoa, you. Ah, you know me. You're not real. I must be dreaming. The salt of the air, the sting of the breeze. You know these things. You know me. You look so real. Hurry! Wake up, Kai. You need to hurry. Wake up! Oh. Oh! Ah, bad dreams, Sikram. No, I will have monsters and mutants, I bet. Like Spiritfarer Light? It's in the waters. Sure. What's that? I can't hear you over the song of the sea. Nothing. So, looking forward to meeting your grandpa? What's he like? Not so lively these days. But way back when he was a fearsome man. Especially stern about a bit of harmless smuggling, huh? Go out on the deck now, and you'll see her as we approach. Land O. Okay. Oh. I love fog, by the way. I grew up in San Francisco, so I love fog. Oh. Okay. That looks like a ruin. Yeah, oh, it's Max, what is, that looks like a very large sea creature. Max Riders sometimes get up there and I love to walk in fog. I love the way that the sound is slightly muffled in fog. Ooh. Oop. Oh, no, I didn't see you. So clumsy, sorry. Don't worry, I'm always tripping over myself. Rissa says, you still love watching the fog on the UC SD campus. Ooh, yeah. We went snow skiing with a group one time, and we went night skiing. The fog was so thick you could only see about 50 feet. Felt like you were all alone on the slope. Ooh. I'm just a big green lump, always getting in the way. You could say that again. I'm gonna roll my eyes, because I'm a teenager. So you're Kai, right? Yeah, you? Oh, I'm Tung. Claire's son. I think our mums were friends. So you're Maury's grandson, right? Yeah. You should come to the bar later. People hang out there and... Come on, back to work, my lad. Sorry, but I've got to get on with this. Maury's in the square. She's expecting you. Oh! Oh, I'm sorry, dear. These arms are stronger than they look. I'm just so happy to meet you. I'm Maury, an old friend of your grandpa. Nice to meet you. But enough of me. Are you ready? I think so. I'll take you to him. Pause. So what I'm sensing is that since nobody comes to this island or leaves the island, right? And since nobody's been here, like outsiders, since 20 years, and they get that letter from Maury about the rift, what I'm guessing is that Kai's mother, Gaia, left the island. There must have been some kind of falling out between her and her father, the grandpa, at some point, and she left the island. Or leaving the island itself was a problem. Like maybe people are not don't leave the island. And it I would assume basically that guy has not been back for 20 years at least, which says to me that Kai has never been here before. Like she was probably born outside of the island and has never been here. So this is all completely new for her. That's what I'm seeing. Oh, Grandpa? Nobody's Fantasy Island. Smile, everyone's. Oh, Fantasy Island was a little creepy, and I like that about it. I will stay quiet. Is it? It's me. Hi. I thought you'd never make it. Time. Apologize. I had to wait for school holidays. Oh, man. Of course. For heaven's sake. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Oh. I wanted to meet you for so long. Yet, here you are. All I can do is lie here, useless. I'm gonna be kind. It's just really nice to meet you. Finally. I've always been bad at this kind of thing. Always be kind. Dora was the one who knew what to say. Grandma? Let us not talk of the past. But what a joy it is that you have come to help me. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be responsible because we know that Kai made all the food for her mom and put the days on it, so she seems like a responsible little kid. Let me know anything I can do, okay? You must tell me about yourself. I'll talk about family. Well, you know, just normal, really. I go to school, which is a bit boring. I do a lot of sport, that's cool. And I spend the rest of the time mopping up after Toby and cooking for Gaia. Gaia struggles to cook. I'm gonna joke about Mom's cooking. When I was 11, I decided I preferred food less charcoal-like, so I guess I took over. Let's see. And now I have the pleasure of your company. Bet you've heard a lot about this place. Mom used to tell me bedtime stories about all the weird animals and stuff. Playing with the local wildlife was a favorite pastime of Gaia's. She was very young when she what? Does she have siblings? Coughing. Ugh. You okay? Can I get you something? Water or... I'm not having a good day. Forgive me, I need to rest. Please, go and find my old friend Yoke in the archive. He has something. Can you do that? Anything else, though? I can write it in my journal. I used to keep track of tasks and chores and stuff. It's very important. You are very important. What does that mean? Grandpa? Okay. I wonder what it means to plant a musical garden. What does that mean? You have a journal? Mom's old friend Claire is here. Somewhere I should find her. Pong said people hang out at the bar, and Grandpa told me to find Yoki in the archive. Apparently he has something for me? Oh, okay, that's her journal. we have a letter from Maury. Gravely ill. A towel. A big fluffy towel brought from home. I should always know where my towel is. Vitamin pill. Multivitamin pills. A mix of vitamins and minerals recommended for people who do a lot of sport. Okay, we have a map. We have home. We have Nono's hut. We have Maury's stir fry. Oh, nice. I do not see a 4 yet, which is... Oh, no, 4. Oh, this is underground Jella's home. Yes. I see that Hitchhiker's reference. The bathhouse, the archive, the temple, and the wilderness. Okay. And then we have the main menu. Okay, so I guess we should see what that is. It's a book. Seems like it was used recently. Maybe Maury warmed something up for him? Well, I thought I saw something, but something else, but I guess I didn't. Let's see what's over here. Okay. Yes, this is the bed Maury made up for me. Oh, I love that little art where she put her hand on her hip. That's cool. I like the art. I'm going to pop out for a bit to continue to work on the RPG journal. I'd like to at least get to the point where violence broke out in the game last night. I'll be in and out. Leave this room. Thank you. Looks so well worn, it probably only fits Grandpa now. Well, I guess we're going. Chapter 1, The Arrival. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at this place, huh? Okay. Well, I think the archive is off this way. So I see what's going on. It's registering the movement of my mouse. That's what it's trying to tell me. Oh. What is this place like? So colorful and interesting. Ooh. Medisti. It's all about consumer demand. Pratsky. Not this again. Right now, the crossing is always 2 days a week, right? Salsicchio. I'm scared of the sea. Full of monsters and things. If we could develop a single-user vehicle. One time I heard Spike saw a mermaid. People could go wherever they wanted. Just imagine all those teeth and claws. Oh, what? I said, just imagine all those teeth and claws. Have you ever seen a mermaid, Sal? No, because I'm smart enough to stay away from the sea. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't even know where to go. Okay. I'm exploring. Gosh, this place is like, there's the archive. We should go there. Place like, oh look, there's like some kind of we were told that the first thing we should do is go to the archive. We're going to do that, but there's an animal here, and I know that my mom loved to mess with the animals, so I'm going to just... Oh, there are a lot of animals. Maybe I'll just say hi to an animal. Hello? Hello, animal? Oh, I don't think I can... Nope, we're going to go to the archive. We're not going to walk away too far. Going to the archive. This is where Yoke lives, works. Well, let's go. Ooh. There's like a mannequin. Is that a plane? It's an actual... Oh, it's an actual monorail? Gee, wild. This place has got a lot of stuff, huh? You know what? I should actually just talk to Yoke first. No looking at all the cool stuff. Could it, Yoke. Would it be? Hi? What is this place? Welcome to the archive. A fine collection of objects and writings are hidden herein, including my writing, some very important research, if I may say so myself. Research? Certainly. Investigating the history of here and hereabouts. For years, it has been my aim to collect everything I can. Archives are vital places to record culture as well as fact. I'll be earnest. Sounds really important. I'm glad you think so. But, to purpose, I'm supposed to give you this. Encyclopedia, the Flora of Mutazione. Oh, cover is so cool. Called Embroidery, right? Indeed. The talented hands of Claire. The encyclopedia contains detailed information about the plant life hereabouts. The flora of Mutazione, starting from seeds. A collaboration between me and your grandfather, which we are both quite proud of. Oh. Is there a special reason you're giving me this? Artie says, my brain keeps skipping the I and reading it as Mutazione. I see this. I see you. I think, well, let's just say your grandfather has a strong connection to everything that grows. I believe he wishes to cultivate your interest in these things. Do have a look inside. In the meantime, thank you for paying our humble archive a visit, young lady. Feel free to have a look around. And ask me if there's anything you're curious about. Oh, okay. Let's have a look around and see what we can find in the archive. Hey, look! Everybody. Everyone. This is not an alert. This is not a drill. If you notice, to the left of Yoke and Kai, there is a brown lounge chair. If you look directly up above the brown lounge chair, you will see there are some musical instruments hanging, and one of them is clearly a banjo. It looks to be a 6-string banjo, and then looks like there's like maybe a ukulele and also a mandolin. That's all I wanted to tell you. I just thought you should know that, in case you did not know that there was a banjo sighting. Ooh, the Flora of Mutazione. Well, we will look at this later. I want to look through the archive. Mannequin. Oh, what is this? There's some wildly retro stuff here. True. Okay, we've got mannequins. Always important to wear your scuba goggles just in case. Cool, scuba goggles. Good day to you, friendly mannequin. Oh, well, I can go. Let's see what we have. Got the cool monorail. Ooh. Oh. It's a cool thing in each tiny drawer. Neat. Just go all the way around. Okay. Do drop by any time, dear girl. Well, I wanted to ask you about things. I guess that's a harpsichord, by the way. The instrument right here is a harpsichord. I mean, I suppose technically, it could be a forte piano, but I don't think so. I think it's a harpsichord. And I have to tell you something. This chair I'm sitting in, I built it, and it has these little caps that go over the little holes on the sides, and they all keep popping off. That's all. It looks like there's also a film projector. I'm gonna guess that's this right here is a film projector. This looks like a turntable. This over here looks like an organ, actually. So there's a lot of musical instruments, some AV equipment, a monorail, some cool clothes. It doesn't look like there's monorail. Yes, we leave. Well, you know what? I think that we should look at this book. Thanks to Yoke in particular, Manny always. Introduction. I began this catalogue of flora of Mutazione as a way to collect what Manny had taught me. Coming from a scientific background, I had the urge to catalogue, to systematically pin down and define the new and wondrous flora of my new environment. But before long, I came to understand that the notion of order was, we like to consider as implicit in the scientific method, is a fallacy. Order is a social, not a natural construct. What right do I have to decide the proper name for a thing? I keep this record as a reminder of my journey as I try to understand how to pass on the gifts given to me by Mutazione. Always question. No. There is the algae fern, swamp fire. Habitat and cultivation, soil, swamp, and moist soil found toward the east of Mutazione. Parts harvested algae fern leaves. Are we harvesting? Do we have harvesting? Algae fern, description. It's thought that this chimera of a plant rose specifically after the coming of Moondragon, having properties of both algae and ferns. Producing reddish leaves without the cell nuclei, the quality of algae, and green leaves with them, a quality of ferns. Algae fern is able to thrive in both extreme sunlight and in dark shaded areas. Uses. Algae fern leaves can be eaten or served as a tea to reduce inflammation caused by disease or injury, for example, gout, sciatica, a sprained ankle. There's also an Arcadia. It's a vertical tree soil that grows on vertical tree surfaces. And you get the Arcadia flower. So we have these symbols there, which is like a symbol. It looks like one is moist soil, one must be, okay. I'm looking at this, there's like an S. We'll pay attention, learn something. There must be, we will see. So, you have the Arcadia flower. I see like a flower, I see like, looks like a poison, look like a tree. An Arcadia. Description. Technically a parasite. It only grows on trees, the very tallest of trees, preferring high altitude and exposed sunshine. Very distinctive, with a drooping hook-shaped fruit, accompanied by pink spurs. The purple fruit develops from the pedicle and the receptacle of the Anarcadia flower. Uses. Anarcadia fruit is sweet and edible, and thought to enhance any flavor it's paired with. It goes especially well with fish. Also used in spiritual practices, mainly because it sweetens otherwise bitter concoctions. It appears to have toxic qualities when planted too close to other flora. Interesting. Okay, then we have... So this looks like a toxic plant and tree. And E, maybe that is a hard E. Maybe it enjoys elevation, perhaps. This looks like the kind of soil, perhaps. Don't know. We look more for symbols. We might need this for later, huh? Okay. Arrowhead. Snowbank. Fisherman's friend. Swamp fire. Okay. Habitat and cultivation. Soil. Cave soil and swampy soil. Wait a minute. This is swamp and moist soil. The symbols there. Okay. This is moist soil. No, that must be swampy soil. Yes, okay. Cave soil is the soil with the little mushrooms. Swampy soil is the soil with the little droplets of water. And then it looks like mushrooms for maybe dark and moist. And you can get the arrowhead powder. Also note there's a little star in a O. I don't know what that means just yet. We'll learn it. This must be moist. Okay. Arrowhead. Description. Arrowhead is a small sporophyte cryptogam fungus. The spores grow in the gills and are usually released steadily. However, because of the particularly sharp shape of the cap, pressure in the arrowhead can build up, sometimes leading to a sudden and almost explosive expulsion of spores. Dried, it has anesthetic properties. Uses: powdered arrowhead is commonly used as an anesthetic. Raft spiders use the numbing effect of the spores to prey on a larger insects. Also have the astral ragwort. We have H there. Don't know what it means yet. Okay. Grows on solid rocks and in sandy areas. It's found at the beaches and outside of a caves. Okay, I'm seeing this, the yellow more sand, and it looks like the squares of the rocks. Do not know the H's yet. Maybe we think about this, huh? Astral ragwort, a succulent with thick dark gray protuberances. It can adapt to many forms of harsh soil and weather conditions, including strong winds, heavy rainfalls, and intense sunlight. Astral ragwort needs very little water and nutrition and can often be found in harsh sandy conditions. Maybe that H is for harsh, perhaps. Ah, we have another one, the Atlas leaf. Huh? Habitat and cultivation, tree surfaces, good, mainly found in forests and tree gardens, and you get a giant leaf nut. Okay. Explosive personality, a parasitic plant that grows best in sun-exposed areas on tall trees, known for its large leaves, hence the giant-related nomenclature. But it can also be identified by the nuts, the outer casing of which are thorny. The leaf originates from a long stalk which penetrates the bark of the tree it is grown on, drawing on the nutrients of the host. Atlas leaf can be cooked, mashed, and then pressed into produce an oil. The oil is edible, but is more typically used to mix with pigment for painting. By the way, I'm noting that perhaps Atlas leaf and the Anarcadia, they both are trees, and I bet you do not want to mix them up, is what I'm thinking. We have the Blackpool Blue Crawl. Oh, okay, this is actually a very, very long book. So, we're not going to read it all now, but we will now know that this is huge. I was not able to complete this collection about the flora of Mutazione. Maybe someone else can continue my work. Oh. Okay. So, what is this? I just got some bearwood seed. Okay. Okay. I think that we are going to be collecting Piccolino seed. We're going to be collecting flora and fauna, everybody. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to go exploring. I want to wander around, but I feel like I should probably talk to people. Let's go back and talk to people, maybe. But we might still be able to, like, find plants. Ooh, this music's nice. That's very nice, this music. I hope we're not going to be Bogoberry seeds. We're not going to be muted every which way. These ruins feel more recent than the others. Well, let's see what's over there. But first, let's see what's... Oh, if there's anything cool around here that we could pick up. Where are we? There's a person down there? A mutated person? Those are those three little jelly beans who are chatting. Morris Moorish. Ooh, look. Cool little garden. Looks like you get to it through the back of the stir fry, which I bet is this place right here. There's a person down there we could talk to. Let's go to the garden first. Stir fry. Ooh, hello. Ah, hi, my love. You've caught me in my natural habitat. I'm usually here cooking up something yummy. If I'm not tending to the garden where I grow all the veggies. It's a bit late for lunch right now, but you come back. But come back if you fancy a bite tomorrow. Should I take anything for Grandpa? Oh, no, don't you worry about that. I keep him well supplied. Oh, but I've got so much washing up for that. Simple stir-fry tomorrow, I think. Have you had a chance to get to know our tongue yet? I definitely have bumped into him. He's a lonely boy. You'll be wonderful company. Oh, and Claire's dying to say hello. She's in the harbor with her shop. Okay. Looks like they need a bit of water. Do I have water? Is there like a way to water the plants? You're the spit of Gaia, you know? Of course, I'm only going on photos. Your mother was whisked away from us so young. Why was she whisked away? I will stick it for Grandma Dora. I'm not sure whisked is quite right. Oh, but it was such a lovely summer. Claire and Gaia were instant friends. Interesting. Getting up to all kinds of mischief together. Maybe they were never born on the island. But you're here now. Time to look into the future. Not the past. Right, but what does that mean? Like a mini version of the tree Grandpa lives in. Well, doesn't look like I can help in any way, so I guess I leave. Unless I can go through the door, but I don't think so. It didn't seem to give me the ability to do so. Guess we go. By the way, I started listening to the second season of Unend, in case anybody was wondering. This root is huge. I wonder how deep it goes. Well, there are people over there, but let's go down here. There's a person. Let's say hi. Bibbidi boo, bibbidi boo. I don't know. Bibbidi bibbidi boo, bibbidi boo. Oh, are you here to hear my fish cake song? It's very famous. Fish cake? Yeah, Bo Peck's famous fish cake song. Guaranteed to make all the fishies swim up and say hello. I'm glad you like my song. Spike does not. Spike went into the bar over there to get away from my dons. Oh, well, I like it a lot. You can be my friend as well as Spike. You can be my friend as well as Spike. You can be my friend as well as Spike. Oh, catch his friends as well. Oh, I just got some gelosa seed. I'm getting plants, and I don't know what they all will do. I wonder if Mom and Grandma ever sat here and looked out to sea. I have some questions about what happened with Grandma and Mom. I have questions. Because, oh, hey, did you see that? Ooh, neat. I love the art. Ooh, I just got some giant treeform spore. I feel like we're going to need these plants and these seeds for something in the future, but I don't know what yet. Okay, there's this. There's this. What is this? Giant bug head. Sure. Why not? I guess. So there's Spike's bar. I don't know what this is. Well, let's go here first. Oh, what is this? Oh, hi. Spike. 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 Hey, well now. Hey, how's it going, Jitterbug? Hi, right? I'll be honest. I think Kai's a little bit serious. I think Kai's had to grow up very quickly. Is there anyone who doesn't know I'm arriving today? Hey, ho. All the locals are bending here, are they? Spike, you're not helping. Well, now, we can hold stum if you want. Oi is a specialist and quiet. That's how she brings in all the prime meat, hunting. That is some impressive facial hair on Spike. Let's talk to me, because he's a hunter. That's cool. You hunt? Cool. Sure. You's a resident hunter. You know, a punk rocker, you know. Spike. Hey, you're gonna tell me it's not punk rock, it's sludgecore or something? Spy. Eh. Uh, Whenever I hear people talk about music genres, I feel like an idiot. Hey, you and me both. But hey, Jitterbug, you let me know if you need anything, okay? I have to remember all these voices. I don't know if I will. If you can't tell from my manner of speaking, I was an out-of-towner just like you. It was 20 years ago I landed on these particular shores. This was the last person who showed up from outside from 20 years ago, Spike. And I still sometimes feel like a newcomer. Hey! It can be a mite overwhelming, huh? But we're all friendly folk. Yeah, I think you'll get along mighty fine here. Mighty fine. Huh. Well, Well, maybe I can talk to you. Hey, have you met all the other folks yet? Claire's been hankering to see you since we heard you were coming. She's a fine woman, mind like a razor. Huh? Keeps my stock count for me. Fastest math in the West. Hey. Yeah, sure, real good at count. Hey, hush, kitten. Don't make me regret fostering you, huh? Honestly, number of times it's regretted unadopt me. Well, then don't give me cause for it, huh? Wanted to talk to Mew, but yes, I cannot. Huh? Well, hey, look, there's a drum set here, a PA system. I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of music. Seems like there's a lot going on. Huh. Can we go upstairs? We cannot go upstairs, it does not look like. Well, let's go out this way. We're gonna, all the people? We might meet Claire down here. This way to boat. Oh, all right, let's go. Oh, wow. Okay. Hi. Oh my goodness. You look just like her. Claire, right? Yes, it's Claire. Mom talks about you a lot. I don't mean to. Oh gosh, I feel so silly. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm just so happy to meet you. I need to take notes on all these voices because I feel like we're gonna be dealing this. My accent's gonna be so dodgy. It's fine. I'll take notes later. I'll offer to help. Should I go get some tissues? Oh, no, I'll get a hold myself. Sorry. It's just such a sweet, wonderful time. Seeing you walk up to me after all those years. Oh, that's how they brought it all back. And now I can't stop. Oh, please, just leave me for a bit. Go and find Ailyn in the square. She's lovely. She'll be on her break about now. Oh, I'll come back later. Sure. Oh, thank you. Well, that was very emotional. We just got some water nettle seeds. Look, there's stuff happening here. I don't know what's going on, but I really feel like I'm going to take a lot of notes about my voice work here, so I do not forget it. We have a hello. There we go. Lullaby. Funny name for a boat. Huh. There's stuff up there. Oh, I didn't mean to go that way. Sorry. I wasn't ready yet. I wanted to continue this way before we go up that way. You know. Huh. I wonder who lives here. I love the art. Hello, little chicken. Come on, Eve. Oh. I'm sorry, Kai. I have to finish up here. Down like you do. Come find me this afternoon in the yard behind that building there. I'll be working on my... If you want the supplies I fetch for you, you've got to earn them. Later. Wow. Huh. There were sounds, and it was my printer making sounds. Why? I don't know. Well, let's see what else we have over this away. I don't know. Might find something. On that chicken. Hey, chicken. Woo! Come here, chicken. We're chasing the chicken because we're a 15-year-old. Oh, weird. Half buried. You know when you like chase a chicken and it brings you somewhere interesting? Weird seeing stuff from before the meteor. Was this a highway? Come here, chicken. Up. Just not catching the chicken. But we are now... The music feels a little, like, very vibe, you know? Look, a lighthouse? It's cool. And then we have... I don't think I can jump. I do have questions about the musical garden, but we will find the answers to those questions later, I think. Can I get into this little building? I can't. It's interesting to find out like what's here and what isn't here, what we can do. Hello, chicken. But we can't. So we're looking for somebody. I think we go to this courtyard back here. We might... People are crying. He's very emotional. Ooh, little birds. Oh. Huh. This thing has seen better days. Chickens. I almost have the chicken. I almost caught the chicken. Maybe if I can sneak up on it. Also, I have a question. Claire said, go say hi to Aelin by the bathhouse. Oh, look, I've got notes. Travel to Mutazione. Meet Grandpa for the first time. No biggie. I don't know what I was expecting, but he looked really ill. Guess I should go meet some of the others while he rests. Oh, look, I'm annotating based on what we see. That's cool. This is a pretty cool book. So much stuff in it. I wonder what all these little symbols mean. Me too. Bar's pretty cool, actually. Mew was funny. I like her fur. Is it rude to comment on someone's fur? Probably best to stay quiet. Wow, Claire. Oh my god, I cannot deal with the tears. I hope she's okay. Okay. So, here's the thing. We have these seeds. Hey, look, there are musical resonances here. What does this mean? Winner, chicken dinner. So the berry weed is wanderlust soil and has musical resonances. What does that mean? Resonances? Okay, we can just... Okay. Reflections. Acoustic guitar. What do these things mean? Airports. Vibrations. There's something going on here. Okay, also, this is using the symbols for the Xbox controller, and I have not used an Xbox controller in a while, so now I've got to remember what that looks like. Okay. Okay, everybody, somebody here can probably look this up easier than I can, but let me make a little drawing. The Xbox controller buttons. Which was which? Will somebody look it up for me and then let me know? Let's see. It's clearly not up. Is it to the left? Nope. The right? No. Is it down? It is. Okay, so never eat shredded wheat. So south is Y. I wonder if wheat, west is X. Water nettle. Habitat cultivation, shallow water. Okay, let's note there's a P there. Water nettle is a small and delicate plant that tend to grow in great swaths at the edge of lakes or swamps. The plant is named nettle for the fine hairs which leave a nettle-like sting, though they don't grow to common nettle height since ankle biter. Huh? Clockwise is from the bottom, YBAX. So B is west, A is north, and X is east. Is that right? B, A. Water nettle leaves can be used to support healing, either taken orally as a tea or macerated and applied to open wounds. The chalky petals of the water nettle flower has antacid properties. A known habitat of the Herzog frog, who prefers to lay their eggs in its shade. So this looks like a P with a P with a hexagon, and I don't see anything in. Oh, here, Pacific. Okay, Pacific. What does that mean? Pacific. Okay, so the little symbol in the upper right corner seems to be two of these are Pacific. Oh, actually, a number of these are Pacific. Let's... Yeah, okay, that means Pacific. What does that mean? Okay, we'll think about that. Okay, also, chicken. I cannot pick up the chickens. I'm so sad. Oop. Wild grass seed. So there is something here. Ooh, a little grasshopper. Sweet. There is something here about seeds. I don't know what it is yet, but we will figure it out again. Oh, this kind of looks to me like construction paper. It feels very childlike to me in a good, positive way. And that looks like all we can do here. There are two spots. Are they going to take us to different spots? No? Is this different? No. Okay. Cool. Which means we should be able to then head back this way. Everybody's crying. Well, what's this way? Okay. I see how we got here. Okay. I'm seeing. Where I see, and there's also a little, what do you call it? A little sign that says boat. Okay. Let's talk to people. Oh, hi. Mom told me about you. Clockwise from top. I wonder if this is reversed somehow. Huh. Dots, right? Ooh. Nip, nip, nip. Ooh, nip, nip. Nip, nip, nip. Choop, choop. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't mean to make you lose count. I think I said the wrong thing. Fine. I talk to you? Dot shaman. Nit tick do. Sorry. I'll get out of your way. Well, apparently the dots do not want to talk to me. That is sad times for me. Fine. Okay, so now we are back around where we started. Oh, there's a person. We can talk to her. This must be Aelin. Oh, my days. Hi, honey. Welcome. So lovely to see a fresh face around here. Welcome to one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Well, I think so anyway. It's nice. Totally nice. I suppose it must seem a little backward to you coming from the big city. But just you wait. The dawns and the wildlife. It's bliss. Oh, sorry. How rude. I'm Aelin, and this little one doesn't have a name yet. Oh, are you pregnant? Oh. It's half me and half Grauby, so who knows what to expect. And the, the guy who sells the ferry? You don't sound impressed. He's not much of a listener, but he's very caring when you get past that. Oh, before I forget, you must go and see Claire. She was your mother's best friend and she's dying to meet you. I'll explain about the crying. I think I might have upset her. Oh no, I bet she cried. She was so worried she would. It's nothing personal. Or actually, it's because she loved your mum so much. She'll be all right in a bit. You might not feel like it yet, but you're coming back to some family history here. In a good way, I hope. Oh, it's afternoon. Okay. There's a boarded up window up there? Huh. Less pretty than a stained glass window. I have questions. Pretty, I wonder if the colors are important. You know, I've got a lot of questions about this place. Ooh, what is this? I like this place, but it does all look like it's about to fall apart. Before we go any further, we're going to look at our journal. Aelin seemed nice. Having Grab's babies, though. I wonder what she sees in him. I got off the wrong foot with tongue. I should go find him. Maybe he's in the yard behind the harbor. I should go to see if Claire has stopped. Hey, Prax! I was just name-checking you. Why was I doing that? Oh, classics. That's why. We should probably go see if Claire stopped crying. We've got a bunch of new seeds. Got our map. We've not been to Jella's home. Or the Temple of the Wilderness. That's okay. Let's look at our settings, why don't we? Full screen resolution. Language British English. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think there's nothing here we need to worry about. So, because I might always name check Prax. That might be true. What's over here? Oh, wait. Leaves. We've got all these seeds, and I do wonder what we're going to do with them. This is not the way we're supposed to go. But we're going to go this... It's a big animal over there. We're gonna just check. We should go find out about our friends. See if they've stopped crying. You know how it is. Oh. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something. Hello, little friend. Everybody's mutated. Let's just say hi since we're here. Shh. Hey, I need to conduct a controlled experiment. I think that the fish cake song makes the fishes count. But I can't know until I try quiet fishing. That sounds very smart. It's not very interesting. I might play arcade instead. Come to the bar later, I'll show you arcade. Oh, that sounds fun. Shh. Well, we're not going to talk to him anymore because he wants the quiet. I wonder what those... Look, the dots are up there. The shaman's by himself. I wonder if I talk to him now, if he would say something. Why don't just say hi to the dot shaman? Because maybe we can communicate? No, we cannot. We cannot. Okay. Oops. I saw a little symbol here. These fraying wires seem totally safe, but not at all like a fire hazard. Huh. Little snark. Okay. So these are our people. Let's go talk to Claire, my mom's best friend. This way. Right? I know where we are. I'm getting to learn the lay of the land. Thanks so much for coming back. I'm okay now. It was a bit much, that's all. But I just wanted to say you're so welcome. I want apple pie, everybody. I've been wanting apple pie for a while, and I want apple pie. That's all. Thanks. Let me show you my shop. I've got all kinds of things here. Fruit, vegetables, meat, fabric, furniture, pearls, cutlery. Uh, I don't have any money. I didn't bring any money with me, though. We trade in goods, not money. Everyone puts things in and everyone takes them out. It's more of a central store, I guess. But you won't need anything while you're here. Everyone will be queuing up to give you what you need. Is it really so rare to have visitors? 20 years. Well, the last visitor we had was Spike. Oh, well, maybe Grobert. But he comes and goes so much. Spike arrived here when I was a teenager. He was such a mysterious stranger. He runs the bar over there now. Anyway. Right. Really, it's just a way to pool our resources. I think she's a crush on Spike. And I keep the inventory. I'm very good at maths. Speaking of which, can you do me a favor and go tell Jella their order is in? I've just got some potash. Wait, who now? Jella is a bit funny. I think they came from a different process than, like, humanoid mutations. Yoki tried to explain it to me once. But they're just the same as the rest of us, really. And they're very, very talented scientists. They make all of our perfumes and soaps and things. Just head deep into the cave. You'll find them right at the bottom. Okay. Sure. Okay. Well, I don't know how to get to the cave, but maybe we can find Tongue first. Oh, there are dots up there. Okay. Oh, hey. Nice to see you not wielding any boxes. Are you kidding? Or are you actually annoyed? I'm kidding. Maybe it was weird to ask. I'm just pretty terrible at reading people, I guess. Sorry. Start over? Oh. Oh, okay. Sure. This is my boat. Oh. I'll be positive. Looks very boaty. I figure I could do with a ticket to freedom. Nice here, in theory, but, it's also just jungle and family. Talk about freedom. I get it. It's like learning to drive in the city. Yes, exactly that. So, you were brought up by your mum? I have a question about British English versus American English. I'll be honest. Not always. I mean, I've had to bring myself up a bit. Just me, my little brother, and Toby, and her now. But it's only been like that for a couple of years. Max Ritter. Okay, got to the part where we head for the reading of the will in the RPG journal. Good enough for today. That violence later was kind of my fault, actually. Was it? Was it, or did they choose it? Oh, what happened to your... It was an accident. My dad left. I know it's bad, but sometimes I think I'd feel better if he died. It wouldn't have felt like it was our fault. I'll be charitable. Yes, I can understand that. This boat was my dad's. He had a proper boat too. That's what he left on. You should call this his little runabout. I guess it makes you think of him. I guess. I'm gonna work out what I want it to be. When you recognize someone reading out the contact dialothotype spell, you just need to stop it. Even if you have been heavily drinking brandy to offset your astrophobia as best you could. I mean, it's a good idea. Well, I suppose leaping up and screaming, no, and rushing the lair might have been an overreaction. Maybe. Sorry, I need to concentrate. This bit is quite complicated. Okay, well, I guess, just leave. Well, I'm supposed to go to this cave. Well, we do have a map, right? I can see this message to the cave person. The game is beautiful. The writing's quite evocative. I like the movement. I like the controls. There's a bit of a mystery. We're getting all these things, and to find out what we're going to do with them, I feel like things will unfold as we go. I mean, we're in chapter 1. I like the main character. It's got a good personality. I like the way that we get these new writings in the journal. That was a pretty broken-looking boat, but what do I know about boats? Tongue's cool. Kind of mopey, though. I don't know. Maybe I seem mopey, too. Okay. So, like, we've got some plants, and they have these little musical symbols. And I have questions about what they do. So we have got to get down into this cave. Well, people, I like that there are these little, it's a neat map, right? I think that the art's beautiful. I like that these little indications of things, like there are these questions. Like, people have been mutated, but I'm not mutated. What does that mean? Did I leave? Do we go to Spike's bar? Is that how we're gonna get there? Let's see. Hello, map. 3 is Maury's stir fry, so I think we have to go through the stir fry to get to the cave. Perhaps. Yeah. Oh no, wait. That looks like the cave right there, though. Maybe this is the cave. Whoop. That's the cave. Oh. I love the art. They keep giving these really kind of interesting indications that there are secrets. I do have an urge to hit these big old pipes with a hammer, because that's the best sound ever. I bet this is a good place to play D&D. Oh, there's a spider. Goodness. Well, I don't know, sweet thing. Readings just won't improve. That's why I've not been able to spend so much time with you and your pipe. The bedrock of a whole ecosystem. But I'll make it up to you, I promise. I'll bring you some nice, crispy blue bugs as a treat. How about that? Sweet thing? Please talk to me? I don't know if that's a giant mole. Maybe it's like a mole raccoon? An anteater raccoon? Hello? Well, you're not talking to me. You are not talking to me. I suppose there's a spider up there. It is cute. I also really like, there are all these like cute little details that like you can see in the background that a lot of like people clearly put care into this. Whoa. These roots go on forever. Look at these. I'm just saying. You're always just saying. There's a market opportunity out there. The metrics are dire. So we need a new productivity matrix. What do you... hi, I'm Kai. Maybe we need to upgrade our metrics. What's a market opportunity? Gap in the market. Is that manure you're shoveling? Rob's currently got the monopoly on ferry crossings, but he doesn't have to. That's a market opportunity. It would be, if we actually lived in a market economy. That settles it. Let's reformat both the matrix and the metrics. I guess you don't want to talk to me. Well, okay then. Oh, okay. Hello? Hello? Got some lumen hat spores. That's cool. Oh, big enough to crawl through, but way too filthy to try. Hello? Oh, cool. This is like an extractor and a cooker, but for science. Neat. This story feels weirdly organic. I'm just walking through somebody's home. Side note, by the way. Whoa, check out this purple crystal. Oh, it's nice. It looks like geode. When I was a kid, I always wanted a geode. You ever see, go to like the science museum or whatever? There'd be cool geodes. I always wanted one as a kid. Never had one. Oh, okay. That must be Jella. Second generation biological outcome. Ah! Yes, I am rather impressive. Although, less than optimal at the present time. Uh, what were you just doing? I have to acquire my nutrients from the earth. I must spend part of each day recharging, as you might when you sleep or eat. However, for some time, the quality of the soil in our biome has been degrading. Can I help? I need means of supplementing my nutrition. Hold on. Supplements? I do not fully ascertain your meaning. I'll explain. My mom always makes me carry vitamin pills. She says with all the sport I do, I need extra stuff. It sounds like what you need? I just gave Jella a vitamin pill. Intriguing. Hey, Roller. It seems parental care includes the supplementation of organic compounds required for normal growth and nutrition. Gratitude. Friends can give you supplements too. Oh, and Claire has some, potash for you? I was supposed to tell you. Understood. I will now assimilate these resources. I just learned something. If you walk up to somebody to talk instead of a thought bubble, it gives you a clock. That means talking to them will fast forward time. Okay, I've learned things. Also, I never really know what things that I can get plants from. So I'm just, I love the kind of, this is a very 1960s style, futuristic 60s vibe record player. I love it. Oh, hey, there's our Jello friend. Also, let's quick look at our journal. I should go see how Grandpa is doing. I should, actually. Is it weird to really like the jelly person? Really like the jelly person. Can't work out if they're a mutant or what, though. Seems different to the others. Again, probably best not to ask. Well. Ooh, hello. Human named Kai. I'm gonna ask what they're doing. What are you up to? In the community named Mutazione, my role is many and varied. Some of what I do includes basic chemistry in order to produce cosmetics and cleaning substances. I do not need cleaning products myself. I simply process dirt at a microscopic level, produce a nutritious ferment. Wow. I also work with a humanoid named Dennis to to monitor the health of the Mutazione biome. Why does it need monitoring? All of Mutazione is linked by the roots of the great papu tree. The flora and fauna depend upon the health of the tree, its symbiotic relationship with other organisms. For the past few years, it has been in decline. So humanoid named Dennis and I monitor the health of the biome. Sounds important. I will continue my work now. Well, I guess we should probably just leave. I see you lurking. You know, I would totally talk to these people, but they don't talk to me. It's going to take a while for the data to be sufficient. Understood. Hey, I was thinking something like a bicycle, but for water. Yeah, a cycle. Yeah, do you remember Spike had one? We crashed into the river. Famously buoyant then. It's a few modifications, like can it be? Yes. Such as. First thing first, Prasky. What matters is the branding, the pedal ho. From like when Graub says land ho. Pedal ho, right. Well, Majesty, I look forward to the maiden voyage. I hope it is good mermaid protection. Okay, sure. And Dennis isn't here, neither is his, like, big nosed friend. Nope, no nosed friends there. Oh, apparently Mutazione is dying. It's nighttime, it seems fun and delicious. Oh. New music. Here's my question. I know we have to see Grandpa, but the bar's right there. We could just look to see if there's anything cool going on. Look, everybody's hanging out. I could talk to them. I need to visit my grandpa, but it doesn't look like this will take up time, so I can just... There's a glowfish there. There's a... This is very early 60s, late 50s. Bopek. Having fun? What was Bopek's voice? Bopek is the fishing person. Oh, this is important. He's kind of like the jazz guy. Let's concentrate. Oh, okay. Well, so I'll not be able to leave. Did you succeed? Did you win? There we go. Is that Grizzly Adams? It is Grizzly Adams, the boat guy. Hey, everybody. Look, our little sick ram has graced us with a present. Oh, behind the bar? Maybe? Spike? Honey, indoor voice, please. Dennis. Dennis, what was Dennis's voice like? Oh, always the sea. What's that little man? If I spoke like you, I'd call everyone my little ventilation unit. Spike. Hey, to be fair, Growl, the sea's a bit more picturesque than plumbing, eh? Waste disposal infrastructure management. You need to loosen an anchor a bit matey, eh? They're probably throwing a lot of NPC at your players, getting the voices right the second time. Yeah, I have to take notes. If it were an RPG, I'd be taking notes. You say the sea again, always the sea. Thank you, 545. Got a half hour. You need the sea, matey, eh? It brings you all them weird thingamabobs for fixing things and stuff, huh? Shh. Someone give me another rum. I could say hi. Dry cleaner, 8 stainless steel pipes, a submersible water pump with tether float, and an electric. Just write me a list, mate. Any indoor voice. Hey, little baby, loosen up. Let me change the subject. Bopek seems pretty into that game. Falls Run is a mask of the Red Death scenario from Dungeon Magazine. Nice. The whole town of Falls Run, maybe 30 or 4 people, is detailed, and you meet a lot of them at once when your trade wrecks near Christmas there. By the way, Tripper, FYI, the fireside chats are usually only an hour or so you might want to just watch instead of doing stuff and coming in later. You probably miss it all together that way. Well, let's see. Because we've got an hour, right? And it takes me like 20 minutes to walk down to the store. So I'd be able to like walk down to the store real quick, get the pork loin, and then walk back and get back in time. Oh, he loves it. Alan is our reigning champion, though, huh? Hush. Why do I still not have my rum? You got some right there in your mug, buddy. I think... Here's what I think. I've got an idea. And I will tell you my idea in a moment. Oh, what is this? Huh. Moorish? Yes. More-ish, but with Maury. Nice pun, Maury. I feel like what we do now is we go to our grandpa. I think this is the way. We chat with our grandpa, which I feel like we might finish the day, in which case we'll end it. Huh. Stairs temporarily closed for repair. Do not use them. Dennis. That'll be a later game situation. Okay, Grandpa. Oh, Kai. You were in my dream. You were out by the temple. And a great bird picked you up and carried you away. Tried to shout, but you climbed up into its wings and you flew back down to safety. I played a game a bit like this where you could see areas behind the area you were in and then walk to it and kind of zoomed in. I can't remember what it was called, though. I first met Manny at the temple. I learned so much there. Who's Manny? One of those dreams that is so vivid. You can feel the starlight on your skin. I'm dying, Kai. Don't say that. I know you know this theoretically, but you need to understand it, actually. But I'm going to help. No, I know. Didn't ask for you to watch me die. But it is happening. It is something I have come to accept. You must too. That way, we'll not waste time. Why am I here? I want to get to know you. I also want you to get to know the people who are a part of me. To know them is also to know me. Talk about the future. Okay. So, okay. You're dying. So what? We can still have a good time? I'll do what you say. When you're tired, I'll explore and meet people. And I'll hang out when you feel up to it. Deal? Deal. I feel privileged to have you for company on my last great adventure. What's next? That dream. I wonder if you could go to the temple and see if there are any flowers you could bring back to me. Miss the outdoors. Oh. Weird herbs and things for cooking? Or something else. So I think... Well, we still get to visit flowers in the east, so that's good. Let's do that. Sad that my grandpa's dying. That's sad. You know? So, I was thinking about all the things that I want to do. I want to do a lot of things. And I don't always have time to do them all. But, you know, yes. Hello. A little... Oh, hello. They're not talking to me, those dots. That's fine, I guess. Though I would like to talk to them. That seems like it could be nice. I just got some more plant seeds. Again, I don't know what they do yet. I think we'll have to find out. Again, more plant seeds that I do not know what they do. But I imagine we'll find out. Ooh. This must be the way to the temple. Ooh. Ooh. What do you think? Feels a little scary, huh? Some of these rocks have faces on them. What do you think that means? Kind of a shrine, though, through here. Well, that's apparently... Oh! Lightbug. Hello, Lightbug. And also, like, a river? We probably should not go this way, everybody. I just thought I'd tell you, we should probably just go to the shrine, as we were told to do, and not... What? Ooh! Creepy. Not just wander around like I want to do. I won't do it. I'm gonna go to the shrine. Oh! Brrr. I've been waiting for you, Kai. Ah! You and I, who know each other quite well. Brrr. Brrr. I'm gonna stay quiet. You will make me prove it to you? So be it. I recall a heavy day, just on the edge of autumn. Walking home from school, there was a gust of wind. That felt blown from another continent. You saw, borne upon it, a wisp flower seed which floated to earth like a snowflake. Brrr. You caught it, saw its strange shimmer. You planted it in the little dirt pile by your window, and it grew into a plant that you swore sang a song just for you. Oh, I think we're going to be learning something important about the game. No one else heard it. Okay. Yes. True. Good. Now listen, did you know that Julia Child was a spy? She worked for the OSS. The old man is dying. His pride has poisoned him. But there is a solution. Dracanali. Max knew it. It is the only chance he has to hold on. I will stay on. Stay quiet. She did all the stuff. You will find the wide leaf of Dracana next to the temple garden. Why can't you get it for him? 7 gardens, mood is sung, hapu flowers for the fung. You see? No, I do not. That barely makes sense. Not everything can be easy. Use your brain, your ears, your eyes, your hands. Now, the Dracanali. Take them to him, Kai. Go! Are these them? No, that's a fern seed. There's this... Oh. So the temple garden... Let's go this way, I guess? Maybe... Oh. Wow. This is incredible. Huh. That's the shrine. So we are looking for the temple, the garden. Oh. Which is probably over there, but just want to check first. And then we're going to have to start, you know. Calling it for the evening. Hello, little bug. A crab-like thing. I got a Dracana leaf. I got one. And 5 Dracana seeds. This is good. This means I can go and maybe save my grandfather and then call it a day. But while we're... Oh, look. It's a... I think I'll save exploring until I know my way around the village better. Yeah, I knew you'd say that. Just... So, we're going to play Microscope in September. That's my lovely spoiler for you all. I'm very excited for it. We're going to do 3 sessions. But I think we'll have to start at 7:30, not at 7, for reasons. I'm just waiting for my last confirmation. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. I think you'll like who we have hanging out. I'm not going to say anything, though. I think this will be it for us. I think we'll talk to our grandpa. 7:30 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern, yes. Rather than 7, like normally we do 7. But I think we'll have to do 7:30 Eastern. Due to some timing people. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still feeling weak. I'm gonna just give Grandpa the Dracanae. Oh, okay. Hi. You know what this is? Promise me you didn't eat any of this. Promise me. Of course I didn't. They're leaves? Forgive me. This is an extraordinarily dangerous substance ingested. I will express fear. What are you doing? They're also potentially life-saving substance. I will stay quiet. I was dying anyway. Dracana is a drastic option. One I was too weak to trust in. Till you showed me what I needed to eat. Ooh. Grandpa? Grandpa, don't die! Okay. Not dead. It's even more stressful than looking after a toddler. Well, it's night. I suspect... I said I'd call Mom tonight. She'll be back about now. I think there's a phone in the bar. That's great, but we're going to call it here. We're going to call it here because I want to, like, try to get there and back in time. So, let me see. I believe we do this. Right? There's this thing about gardens, and I don't know what they do. I think there's some kind of musical gardens that we plant. I suspect... Plant seeds. It's a cloud garden. Time controls, mood controls, seed sharing, clear garden, listen. So I think what happens, I think we can plant seeds here And then if we plant seeds, it will create music for us, is what I think. But I don't yet know what is the best way to plant. We might learn more. We've only in the first day. But I feel like before we run around and plant gardens, I feel like we should probably wait until the next day because they might tell us something. So, my friends, thank you for hanging out with me on the first day of Mutazione. What a cool game so far. I don't know how many days it lasts. I don't know what the big secrets are, but I'm excited about this. This is very cool. Thank you. Look, we're gonna have to investigate these gardens, these musical gardens, and find out how they work. We got that clearly. We got this little indication from our grandpa that planting these seeds might give us special music that only belong to us, and so we should think about that some. That's cool. Um, how neat. You know what? I think this is a very nice game to be playing alongside Heaven's Vault, which we'll be playing on Saturday, by the way, at 1 p.m. Eastern. To But tomorrow is going to be the premiere of Seasons of Death Winter with Werewolf Fields as our danger professor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I may have some surprises for him, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're going to go for a good Cold War thriller here, I hope. Uh, and so come and see us. And I should, yeah, I'm going to put out a thing. And then, and the water heater person that's coming in again tomorrow will be coming in apparently early enough that I won't have to worry about it. One, I have been told. And then let me think. Means I need to probably wake up extra early and clean again because of how my landlady is. But then you can find me on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern over at Praxis Channel for Truly Madly Falkenstein, where we will have I think a grand adventure, like high point excitement. And then it's the finale. Yeah. So this coming Sunday is the finale. So be there or be square. And then Tuesday for Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, which is quite delightful. And I'm going to be around. It is 6:03 Pacific. It's a 20-minute walk down to the grocery store. I'm going to speed down there, grab some pork loins that I did not get when they were supposed to give me them, come back, be back in time for the Critical Role fireside chat. We're going to learn about season 4, and I will make dinner, and then I'll be doing more prep. We need that last letter. I know. Uh, yeah, it is. That's a long story. It's a long story. Anyhow, I'm not going to do a raid because I've got to go. But what a lovely game. Hey, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. And we're going to find out about those musical gardens next Thursday. And we're on the edge. We're on the edge of greatness. We're going to go do some stuff, everybody. You're awesome. I adore you all. Thanks, everybody. And look forward to, after Seasons of Death, Winter, look forward to Microscope, which is going to be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, everybody. We'll find out more stuff later. Everybody take care of yourselves. Each and every one of you is awesome. And do something nice for yourself today. I will talk to you all later. Bye, everybody.